Governor Jerry Brown announces his tax proposal. Now students are encouraging voters to pass his bill to save education in California.
And San Diego City College has its first ever black graduation. We'll tell you why the celebration has so much meaning.
And it's been pretty cloudy these past couple of days. Will this continue into our weekend? I'll have the weather forecast. Newscene starts right now.
Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newscene. I'm Ronnie Wade.
And I'm Alex Miller-Pastori. Thanks for joining us.
Future college students who have quality education may get less bang for their buck. Ashley Custer is here with the story.
Thank you, Ronnie, and thank you, Alex. With California's current budget crisis, colleges and universities are again facing possible cuts to education. This could result in higher tuition, fewer classes, and layoffs. Earlier this week, student leaders and college officials held a news conference on campus to encourage voters to pass Governor Brown's proposed tax increase, an attempt to make up for the $15.7 billion budget shortfall.
This economic climate is understandably difficult, but you have to invest in education. If you don't invest in education, you're not going to have satisfactory replacements taking your seats in the legislature. You're going to have a bunch of people who don't really know what's going on.
So students who want to prepare to transfer to the university, or students who want to acquire the skills to obtain meaningful employment in a specific field, aren't able to get the classes that they need to upgrade skills for new jobs or improved jobs.
Californians can expect to vote on the governor's proposed tax measure this November. So Ronnie and Alex, I mean, if people really want to get their voices, if they want their voices to be heard, they have to go out and vote. And if it doesn't pass, City College students can expect a $10 increase per unit.
Wow, that's very important that we go vote.
Definitely. Thank you.
And starting on the first day of the fall semester, all City College students will be required to purchase parking permits. There used to be a grace period at the beginning of each semester before college police started issuing tickets, but now that's not the case. So you need to buy your ticket, or your permit, at the library store or online at the sdcity.edu before classes start on August 20th.
City College students are walking the stage tonight for graduation, but some celebrated last night, placing their mark in history. Kima Scott has the story.
Today marks City College's first annual Black graduation ceremony, and many people came out to celebrate the historic event.
Although the evening was filled with entertainment, plenty of food, and tons of fun, a core message was delivered with importance, and that message is understanding the rites of passage and paying it forward.
I think when we say paying it forward, what are we really saying? We're saying that if someone helps you out, for instance, usually we pay that person back. But what we want to do actually is give someone else some type of help or guidance.
The celebration was complete with a libation, which is an African ritual symbolizing an offering to God, and also a presentation of the stole.
Well, to me, it's like heritage. It's like a solidarity. It's like I belong to like a unique society.
Though the focus was on African Americans, the ceremony was open to all.
When we celebrate each other's differences, when we begin to come together to understand what our unique challenges are, makes us a school, makes us all stronger.
It highlights a particular group of students in a special way, and I think that's really important. So I'm delighted that we are going to do this, and I hope we do it every year.
This was a successful night, celebrating pride and accomplishment, but even more so for one particular student.
I'm proud of the accomplishments that I've made, even without having parents in my life, that I was still able to make it this far.
I'm Kima Scott with photojournalist James Smith, Newscene.
The faculty and staff are hoping this is just the first of many ceremonies to come.
And there are new details this week in the Trayvon Martin shooting case. Medical reports have been released for both the shooter, George Zimmerman, and the slain teen. One shows abrasions on Zimmerman's forehead, a broken nose, and 2 black eyes the day after the fatal incident. An autopsy reveals Martin had traces of marijuana in his system. It also shows that the teen was shot from a close range, and most likely Zimmerman had never gotten out of his vehicle. Reports suggest Zimmerman could have avoided the conflict. He shot the teen while on watch in his Florida neighborhood in February. He cites self-defense and is pleading not guilty for the second-degree murder.
A community is in shock over the deaths of 4 children who were allegedly shot by their own mother. According to Florida police, neighbors heard shots before 5 a.m. When police arrived, they found a wounded 17-year-old Pebbles Johnson lying on her front lawn. Johnson was rushed to the hospital where she later died. Police believe 33-year-old Tanya Thomas fatally shot all 4 of her children before taking her own life.
I'm a father, I've got kids. I cannot comprehend a parent doing this to their children, particularly after they leave, calling them back in, so to speak, calling them back into the slaughter, more or less, but calling them back in and then shooting them as they come back into the house or after they're into the house, after they've already left. So, yeah, it's beyond something I've ever seen here.
Police had been to the house previously. One of the teens was to appear in juvenile court on a misdemeanor battery charge implicating his mother.
The Mississippi highway shooter has been caught. James Willie was arrested Tuesday morning after a woman accused him of rape. Police found a 9mm handgun in his possession, which was used in the 2 highway shootings. The victims' bodies were found at different locations on Mississippi highways. Thomas Schellender was discovered May 8th, and 3 days later, the body of Lori Ann Carswell was found. Police say Willie is a convicted felon, but do not have details about any previous arrests.
John Edwards is facing the biggest vote of his life as the case against the former presidential candidate was handed to North Carolina jurors this morning. The 58-year-old Edwards could face up to 30 years in prison and be fined up to $1.5 million if convicted of all charges. Although it is unlikely he will be hit with the most severe penalty, Edwards faces 6 felony counts for allegedly using nearly $1 million in campaign funds to cover up the evidence of his former mistress, Riley Hunter.
The next solution to HIV prevention is close. A new pill may soon rival condoms in preventing the spread of the AIDS virus. Truvada is a combination of 2 antiviral drugs developed by a California company. The Food and Drug Administration is recommending the pill be used to protect uninfected people. Those against the drug believe it will encourage unprotected sex.
Facebook's debut on the stock market today has some surprising results. The shares opened up at $42.05, but within 20 minutes dropped to $38 a share. This debut is relatively weak considering all of the excitement surrounding the new public offering. Just a day before the announcement of the IPO, the nation's 3rd biggest advertising company, General Motors, shut down its Facebook advertising funds. GM says its ads on the website were not generating enough profit. This has left some wondering if Facebook's stock is worth buying.
Now, 2 weeks after Junior Seau's passing, fans are facing more bad news. His popular sports bar and restaurant will be closing its doors after 16 years. According to the board member Betty Hoffman, without Seau's charismatic leadership, the restaurant's future profitability was questionable. Seau's was a popular hangout spot for football fans, and Seau himself watched the games every Sunday after his retirement.
And the Los Angeles Lakers are trying to shake off their losses. Do they have what it takes to defeat the Thunders in Game 3? Stay with us.